Dr. Pojalovic, welcome and good evening. This is Waiting for UO, the show where punctuality is our priority. But someone didn't tell my co-host that he's not here. He's not even reading my Twitter messages. And I've got an awful feeling that he's doing his own stream elsewhere, or possibly on this channel. Awful, isn't it? All right. How is everyone tonight? Hope we're all good. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's have a look at what we've got in store. This is maybe one of the first Unpopular Opinions episodes that's ever been broadcast the night after the previous episode, or previous part as it's called. We've talked about this before. Oh dear. And now I have to keep periodically checking my Twitter because every time I get a notification, oh, he says he's going. He's going to join us. The llama is in the building. He's not yet. All right. I swear I had some topics for you today. I believe there's going to be talk of Brazil. I believe there's been a last-minute substitution for Mr. D. This is the insider knowledge. Sorry, just having a check. Very well prepared tonight. I've got like my list of notes for things. Yeah, I was curious if any of anyone in this chat managed to catch my super secret, now unlisted stream last night. I won't tell you what it was about because if you missed it, that's it.
If you've got notifications on, you can see it.
Yeah, I don't know. Even if it's unlisted afterwards, if they still have the notification, they can still click on it. All right. Well, I guess you'll need to ring the bell icon if you want to see my super secret.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
It's for my own lateness, but good work on being punctual.
Waiting for Lambda should be the name of this stream. How's it going?
This is why we have backup hosts. Redundancy is the key for reliability. Have you heard the rule, one is none? Two is one and one is none.
No, what does that mean?
So it's the concept that, say for example, so what's something that you have that's consumable in your house? Say soap. Biscuits, yeah. So let's go with soap. So if you have one soap next to your sink, when that's gone, when it's used up, now you've got none. None. But if you have two, then when you use up one of them, you still have one.
Got it.
That's what we say about hosts around here.
Well, that's what we say about baby milk. So there you go. Even if it hasn't run out, you better buy one because we haven't got the backup anymore.
Everyone in stream is claiming that there were already about 20 lambdas. So that's a good point.
Great.
Lambda is all around us.
It's always nice to have support from the chat. Did you happen to catch my super secret stream last night?
Oh, maybe you do you mean with the TV? Or am I?
No. That was super duper secret. that was never made public. No, I streamed very last minute last night, and for about 20 minutes, and then made it unlisted shortly afterwards.
No, I didn't catch that.
That's exciting. The thing was, I didn't have live chat on, and I didn't have didn't have any comments on. So although there are 60 or so likes on that live stream, I don't know if I have yet to get any feedback from anyone who watched it because there's no comments on it. Yeah, someone in the chat's seen it.
Hear about Snoop Dogg's been streaming for like weeks with his microphone muted, and chat is just constantly screaming at him, and he's still unaware. He's still got. Yeah.
So he starts the stream. He's muted. He goes through the entire stream,
talking merrily to himself. No one can hear.
Nobody's told him, and then he'll start another stream.
They have no
And
way to
that's-
contact him. I
that's
don't think
quite
he
a-
knows where chat can be found in Twitch.
That's quite a wonderful. That's quite a postmodern kind of prank. Was a practical joke.
Anyway, what were you talking about when I interrupted?
Just the secret stream. You know, there's not much on tonight. I had this observation a few weeks ago that I wrote down to bring up with you. Yeah, as the more cultured of the audience will know, the name of this stream, Waiting for Uo, comes from the name of a Samuel Beckett play, Waiting for Godot. And I was watching Peep Show the other day, just a clip of it. And I was thinking, I wonder if Peep Show is inspired by Waiting for Godot somewhat. It's got that kind of
interesting. Yes, I suspect that absurdism was out there to be discovered, rather than that it's just the descendancy of Beckett's unique genius. I think you could argue that there's been multiple simultaneous invention of that kind of slightly, there's almost a reality to human experience that's being captured in that sort of thing, isn't there?
Yeah, I think it's I was more talking about, I mean, there's that, but there's also the format of having the two men who seem to know each other and be friends, but they also seem to hate each other. And neither of them can be said to be very good people. There's something very, I don't know, kind of dark about it.
True.
Kind of mundane, dark in a mundane way.
It reminds me a bit of, like, is it Hidden Fortress or like R2 and C-3PO in Star Wars? The bickering couple.
Exactly.
Common narrative device.
It's a good trope, isn't it? I mean, Shakespeare always had those kind of characters. The most famous ones, I think, are in Macbeth, where they you've got the sort of the low class comedic characters who often come in pairs or in little groups, play off each other, make comments about what's going on. That's a bit like us, isn't it? Except
yes, constantly bickering. Well, it is true that tension makes things a lot more interesting, and my sort of amiable, happy-go-lucky character in some ways makes my streams less interesting. I think if I was more aggressive and started like poking holes in what other people were saying more, maybe people would be more entertained. But I think you need
a like a nasty, cynical co-host. That's the key. I think you have to have a dynamic where it's almost like a battery, where there's a kind of a difference in potential that's causing a circuit, of interesting conversation.
Or to look at it a different way, it's like when you're discussing a subject, the two people can take the opposite opinions and just be 100% on one side or the other of the argument, rather than listening to two people both being nuanced, which is just because then the audience has to keep track of not only the argument but what each side is saying in a complex way.
Yeah,
but we don't have that.
We don't have that problem. Well, we only have 15
we,
minutes of time, and I feel like we are fulfilling. We're very good at fulfilling the archetype of like the hype man or the the pre-game chatter, where it's just supposed to be positive vibes of anticipation for what we expect to be a brilliant performance that we will see tonight.
Someone in chat says, Lambda, isn't it convenient that all Calvinists are part of the elect? This is a very inside baseball question for people who don't know what these terms are, but I'm going to say they're not. There's many people who believe in Calvinism and are not saved. So there's my answer to that.
Oh, really? I mean, that's the idea.
I think there's also people who are part of the elect and are not Calvinists.
So what does the elect mean? People who are saved?
Yeah, so within... Yes, Calvinism holds that God chooses who ends up getting to heaven, and that they then subsequently make a free will choice. But obviously, this is a version of free will that lots of people aren't going to accept. So yes, the elect is those people God chose through no qualities of their own. And yes, for people who aren't Calvinists get very annoyed when they hear Calvinists talking.
Have you seen that meme? I've seen a few different versions of it. I thought I saw one with Christian denominations. It's a clip from Star Trek Voyager where Tuvok and Harry Kim knock on a lady. I don't know what the context is. They knock on a lady's house, and the lady says, "Are you friends?" And at the same time, Tuvok says no, and Harry Kim says yes. And people always like, "Are you two friends?" And the bottom one is no, yes.
I liked in Flight of the Conchords. You remember there's Murray, and then he had a secretary guy, a chap who would come and at his beck and call. Murray asked, who was kind of demonstrating a point to the band about friendship. So he summoned in his secretary and said, "Do you think we're friends?" And this poor chap said, "Yeah, I would like to think so, Murray." "Well, we're not. You're my employee." You better remember that.
Yeah, no, I enjoy that show.
I considered doing a New Zealand accent, but I at the last minute just pulled back.
I could imagine it in his voice, even though you didn't read it.
Good.
I think it's about time we get round to this. I mean, he might start any minute. We're getting to 11 minutes.
This is a pretty fancy bit of Photoshop work, isn't it?
Did he make it? Do you think we can do a reverse image search and see if it was?
You could. I don't think we probably do not have time. If they don't start streaming for another 30, 40 minutes, we'll get that reverse image search going.
I hear that Academic Agent was plugging our show in the chat of his stream, making me think either that he was going to be extremely late and he wanted people to go somewhere while they were waiting, or that he was going to be on time and he was trying to mess with us. But since he's not on time, I think maybe he's going to be very late.
We've kind of allowed him to be as early or late as he likes without guilt, I think. We haven't produced a noticeable delay to the show start time, I would argue. I don't have the numbers to back that up, but I don't think we're actually producing delay.
Well, it hasn't got ridiculous.
Only a small amount of confusion.
Okay, I'm doing
research. At no point has he pulled the prank that we thought he was going to do and leave us for an hour and a half. Just straight talking. By the way, I was thinking, are we keeping the back catalogue under wraps forever, or is there any situation under which we will release the previous streams? What do you think?
No one's really asked for them, to be honest. People say like, "Oh, maybe you shouldn't take them down," but I've never felt much of a pressure to do so. I can't find this image. I can only, when I did a reverse image search, I could only find the towers smoking image on it.
Yeah. So this is a step up in thumbnail effort then.
Possibly, unless it's only looking for images that were made more than 24 hours ago or something. Yeah, sometimes it hasn't registered all the images or whatever.
Well, I'm all I'm saying is
it starting? It's starting.
It is. All right. Enjoy the show.
Good night, everybody.